In a world of wheelchairs and walkers and funerals, it would seem hard at times to see the glory of God. That is not the case in the United States, where the Order of St. Camillus has been seeing the face of Christ in the sick for more than 90 years through its USA delegation in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in the United States. The challenge is great, but as we celebrate our founder's 400th anniversary, we are dedicated more than ever to more heart in your hands in the United States of America.
Hello, I'm Father Pedro, the Provincial Delegate of USA Chameleons and also President of the Chameleons entities. As chameleons, we have dedicated our lives to seeing the face of Christ in the sick and the dying. Following the footsteps of St. Camillus has led me to Wisconsin, and I'm very proud to share with you a little bit about whom we are and about what we are doing here. Hope you enjoy our story.
The journey to the United States began when Father Michael Miller from our German province traveled to Baraboo, Wisconsin. He was invited there to look at some land, but the area offered to the chameleons was too impractical for a hospital. Instead, in 1921, Father Miller was invited by the Archbishop to build a hospital in the city of Milwaukee. There, a house was purchased and a hospital for elderly and incurable men was built. Our mission in North America began with that hospital, which was quickly filled, and the community soon began construction of a new, more modern hospital. In 1931, we began the construction of what has grown to be our St. Chameleon campus just on the edge of Milwaukee. The first hospital offered accommodations for 65 men. Today, we have 265 apartments for independent living. In addition, we offer a range of services from assisted living to hospice care for a total of 530 residents. Although our order once prospered here, the number of religious vocations has fallen, and the USA delegation is now under guidance from the Brazilian province. But with a creative and dedicated approach to serving the sick, we remain vibrant and dedicated to carrying on Camillus' work. There was a time when this delegation was a province with a total of around 30 religious, and they worked in different areas and also in different states. Today, we do the same, however, in a reduced number. Some of our religious are spread around as missionaries, serving in Sylvania, Georgia, and in Haiti, and some as chaplains in Boston and Pittsburgh. Most of us are in Milwaukee area working at St. Camillus. Some of our religious are elderly, retired, or sick. Today, we are 15 religious plus 2 religious as guests that are studying CPE. One is from India and another from Nigeria. We are a very international community.
I'm Rick Johnson, and I have the high privilege of serving as the Chief Executive Officer for St. Camillus. I've been with St. Camillus for 27 years. I can honestly say that I love what I do. I can tell you that no 2 days have ever been exactly alike. And when we ask our employees why they choose to do what they do with us at St. Camillus, invariably they tell us that when they go home at night, they feel that they've made a difference in the lives of those they serve. And these values carried out by our employees have made it possible to celebrate 90 years of service in the United States. Today, St. Camillus is one of the most comprehensive continuum of care campuses in the area. More than 540 employees provide independent living apartments, assisted living services including memory care, home health through a certified and private duty agency, a home hospice agency, care management services, and a nursing home offering both short-term rehabilitation as well as long-term care services. This continuum does not come without challenges.
I'm constantly learning, and I like being part of the whole. I love part of the development process. San Camillo and St. Camillus have grown over the years' time, and I've been a part of all that development and the planning. So I really enjoy being part of that development. And operations, I love the operations. And bringing the services, improving services, taking suggestions, how can we be better? How can we better serve people? You know, we can always improve, and that really keeps me going. So we had a large event going on, and there was a married couple who both were experiencing some frailty, and the husband fell in the atrium area, and she was in a wheelchair. Father O'Donnell, who was our provincial at the time, was also at this event, as some of my other staff, and we needed to get them back, get the assessment on him with the nurse, get them back to their apartment, help them get settled. Actually, we helped them get ready for bed and got all tucked in, and we stood in their bedroom, and the wife called out to Father O'Donnell, and she said, "Father, could you do a favor for us? Could you say a good night prayer?" So myself and my staff that was there and the nurse, we stood with Father O'Donnell around their bed and said a good night prayer and blessing for them, and that is something that memory will never leave me. To be that connected to people, that involved in their life in a very personal way, is truly an honor.
We're very, very proud of our highest 5-star facility rating for our nursing home. Only 18% of the facilities in the United States have attained this rating. St. Camillus is listed in the U.S. News and World Report as being one of the best nursing homes in the nation. Our home care and hospice agencies have attained the Gold Seal of Accreditation by a nationally recognized agency called the Joint Commission for Healthcare Providers. As a result, St. Camillus enjoys one of the highest occupancy rates throughout our entire array of services. This reputation for being a leader in quality services for the elderly has enabled St. Camillus to look to the future with great excitement and anticipation.
Everyone has psychosocial needs. Basic psychosocial needs are love, respect, and dignity. Psychosocial needs for our residents could be physical needs, emotional needs, maybe they lost a loved one, need some extra support, counseling, one-on-one, and also spiritual needs. You know, whatever their faith, religion is, that we help meet those needs. If it's taking a mass, arranging, a meeting with their minister, priest. But I feel that I make a difference in the lives of my residents, and that I'm a good advocate for them and help them meet their needs and their goals on a daily basis.
When residents come into memory care and they're in different stages of dementia and ultimately Alzheimer's, they lose that connection with the outside world. It just makes you feel that everything you have done is done for a reason. And that is to provide hope for these residents that there is still something they can still do. And that is so critically important in being a chaplain on this campus, to bring out what residents still can do. I absolutely love it. I don't really consider this a job. I consider it a vocation. And I don't consider it coming to work every day. I consider it coming home to mom and dad. Because all these residents here invite me into their homes. Their apartments, their rooms are their homes. And I'm so blessed to be invited into their homes. So it's a wonderful vocation.
Home care is when you take a client and their family and you follow them to their home and help them maintain their highest level of independence and maximum functioning in their home after their illness. It would be skilled nursing, private duty nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, care management, which is a social worker, a home health aide, and a homemaker companion. The homemakers are not covered under skilled nursing, but those are under our supportive agency, and those are privately paid if somebody would like someone to take them shopping or do their laundry or just be a companion. I have a lot of compassion and empathy for the elderly, and it makes you feel good to know that you help somebody reach their goal. And I hope that somebody someday will help me reach my goal. So.
At the heart of it all, it is going out to people's homes, wherever they call home, home, and providing whatever care, treatment, and services they need. I believe that that's really the face of Jesus, and we're getting to touch the face of Jesus with each interaction that we have. And that really is incredibly rewarding. Not every job, in my opinion, gives you that opportunity to truly be involved with someone at that level.
I do a variety of things. I do hospice, I do long-term care, I do some outpatient. I see the whole, from independent elderly to getting sick to going to a hospital, getting tortured in the hospital by all the needles and CT scans and MRIs, which is not necessary for a 90, 100-year-old, to coming back here and staying and improving their functionality with empathy, with physical therapy, with social services, with spirituality, with all of those. You know, I always look at patients as a whole, holistic approach. My students who are all day rounding with me, they say, you're always talking, looking, examining in a holistic way. You need to have a human connection with your patients, a trust relationship. You need to be a good human, passionate, empathy, human being, a coach, friend, whatever, and then you're a doctor.
It's like a training program. You know, we talk about medical interns, and you got military chaplains, and so it's a theological, spiritual, psychological program, which is actually required by most denominations for their seminarians before they're ordained. Of course, the program is available also to people who are already ordained, and all different denominations and faith groups take this program. And they have to take it before they can be ordained. Well, there's a combination of academic classes and then actual visiting on the campus here, and independent living, assisted living, and the nursing home. They also do some visiting at the hospital right next door to us here, and that's about it. I mean, they talk about death and dying, grief, loss, Alzheimer's disease, dealing with the elderly, all those kinds of things.
This is their place where they're living. Give them the dignity that they deserve, but also, again, be empathetic. Let them know that you understand what they're saying after you listen to them without trying to overpower them. Okay? Essentially, that's the most important part of pastoral care with an individual resident. And the family too, even an employee, have to be able to listen, not be judgmental, let them direct where they want to go with us. We provide the means for that through our different ministries here, whether it be Mass, sacraments, Bible study, rosaries, whatever it might be. It all comes to them deepening their relationship with God. And that's the key to it.
I'm sort of like St. Camillus. I had a conversion, not only to Catholicism from being here for volunteering for 14 years, but just the fact that I was always a follower. I was never a leader. This place has done wonders for me. This is where my heart is, and this is what I love doing. The Holy Spirit came to me twice here, wants to become a Catholic, wants to become the president. That's really what it's all about.
The Order of St. Camillus Foundation is the fundraising arm which supports the mission of the St. Camillus campus. It aids residents who have outlived their funds and no longer can afford fees. Through its work at events and fundraising, it assists the mission and the needs of the priests and brothers of the order. The thrift shop, conducted on the campus, is one way that residents and visitors help support the order. The SOS Doctors is an arm of the Chameleon Task Force and operates under the auspices of the USA delegation. It works in the International Disaster Relief Network of the Order of St. Camillus. It is composed of chameleons and their collaborators, laymen and laywomen, priests, deacons, sisters, and brothers. SOS Doctors leverages the presence of 1,200 members of the order in 25 countries to increase the impact of the dollars given by Catholics in the USA. It relies on its members already on the ground in affected areas.
It has been a great joy for me to see all the work that our order has been doing here in the United States. An incredible gift has been given to us to witness to the world the ever-present love of Christ for the sick. And we are called to continue this mission. All the accomplishments that you have seen in this video have been done with the help of our lay partners, and they are in accord with the chameleon charisma. Each day, we have been challenged to expand our mission here, and because of this, we are open to a more intense collaboration with the Brazilian province. As we celebrate the 400th anniversary of the death of our founder, we go forward with excitement and enthusiasm. We thank the Brazilian province for all its support and welcome you to join in the mission of the Chameleon delegation in the United States, with the assurance that the best is yet to come. Let us pray that our mission continues always with more heart in our hands here in the USA.